Cool. So, last we left off, you guys teleported to the nearest tree you could think of to the city of, I believe it's Iyera. Yes, it's been a while. Teleported to the nearest tree to get there as quickly as possible, which happened to be in the courtyard for the Church of Torm, which actually works out because you guys wanted to take a moment to check in with Master Whistling Torrent, ask if he had anything that he would be able to contribute to be able to help you guys in your quests. He mentioned to Valkyria that there is a special artifact for their church that is known as the Sky Spear. However, you guys would have to go into the vault underneath the church and face the various trials underneath it in order to retrieve the spear. And you were allowed to do this under the condition that you would not rob the church, only taking the artifact that you need. From there, you guys went down into the Hall of Veneration. You went down a long path and eventually found a strange sort of puzzle thing. You were quickly able to figure that out without too much damage being done. And then you were led down a winding pathway filled with various traps. You avoided a gelatinous cube you could have jumped into, various poison dart traps, spike trap, and then a fireball trap. Next up was a strange sort of machine with various pillars slapping against the ceiling, which some of you got hurt by, but you were eventually able to break the machine to get through. And now you are facing a platinum golem. We were mid-combat where we left off. I'll start us off on the combat playlist. And we are at the top of the round, Tobias.
Right, yeah, okay. I know he's currently got his Crimson Rite active, and it's the Rite of the Ice one.
Yeah.
To dispel that, would... Because I know it's a bonus action to reactivate and stuff. To dispel, is that an action, or would that be a bonus action?
You can have that as a free action, I'll say.
Okay. He's going to dispel that one and invoke Crimson Rite again, so I'll take the 1d6 of damage.
All right.
It is a 1d6, right? I'm just double checking, because I know since I've leveled up, it changes sometimes. 1d8. That's what it is.
Yes.
Right, it did change, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, Crimson Rite. That's what it is. I was reading the wrong thing. Yeah, okay, it is 1d8. Cool. Just making sure. Because I ain't no cheater. Okay?
Which I appreciate.
He will invoke Rite of the Storm.
All right.
And then... and I can hit that guy from where I'm standing, right?
Yes.
Shooting through the doorway? Okay.
He's got partial cover because this is a doorway, but you do have a shot, and you have a sharpshooter feat, so
I do, yeah.
Cover doesn't matter.
Yup. Okay. Oh shit! I was like looking through my feats and stuff because I noticed he's within 25 feet of me, which means I might be able to do some stuff if I wanted to try it. Right, upgrade to my transformation stuff. Yeah, it's that shit. Do I want to try it though?
Do it.
Does the thing have eyes?
Not that you can see. It looks similar to a suit of armor, except it has all these magical runes on it.
Okay. So, Curse of the Eyeless probably wouldn't work then, because I'm assuming that if it doesn't look like it has eyes, then I'm not going to risk wasting it. Sorry for the wait. Some of these I'm like, I don't get to use very, because a lot of these are like circumstantial, where it's like that you have to be within 30 feet, and I just realized I'm within 25 feet. I'm like, wow, this might actually be useful.
You're totally good. We're jumping back in to combat that's been going on after 2 weeks.
I've also never used any of these before. I've never been able to use any of these before. So, question on Blood Curse of Exposure. The description of it says when a creature you see within 30 feet of you takes damage from an attack or spell, you can use a reaction to remove any damage resistances dealt by the triggering attack/spell, including the triggering effect. This lasts until the end of the target's next turn. In practice, would that be like Demir attacks the suit of armor with like a cold spell, and I use my reaction to basically nullify its resistance to cold?
Could you send me the description just so I can look it over?
Yeah, that's part of why I wanted to ask, was because it's like, I didn't know if that's what exactly it meant, or if it...
From your description, yes, that's what it means, but it depends upon if the golem has immunity or resistance to cold, since those are two separate things.
Yeah,
right,
that's what I'm thinking. That's why I want to see the exact wording.
Yeah, and if I amplified it, it says the target loses any damage immunities dealt by the triggering attack or spell instead. But it has resistances to those damage types until the end of the next turn.
I remember from last session, it just completely shrugged off the cold spell, so it most likely has immunity.
So you could do the amplified version for either the cold spell or the mind fuckaroonie that had happened last time.
Yeah, I'll just give this to you for free. You'd have to amplify it.
Yeah. But at that point...
But yeah, that would be a reaction that you could do.
Okay.
You can still shoot him if you want.
Okay. Then I think I'll just do that, give it a try, and go for him, or try to shoot him. Yeah, I just wanted to make double sure about that. Okay,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like I always hate to like assume on shit and just be like, Okay, yeah. And then,
how's the music volume, by the way? Is it fine? Too loud?
It's a little low, but it's probably fine. Okay, so first attack. Oh, that's shit. That was a 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Yeah.
For point of reference, I've locked it down to somewhere between 20 and 23.
Yeah, because I know 19 didn't hit, and I got a 15 on the second arrow, so that missed as well.
All right. Do you want to move at all?
I'm gonna stay where I am, just in the off chance of potentially using a blood curse, since I'm within that 25 feet.
Okay.
But I'm also not bunched up with anyone, so. less likely to get knocked out by an AoE. Yeah, that would be the end of my turn.
Cool. Lish.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to use my Call Lightning that I still have up on it. So let me pull that up here. It needs to make me a save of Dex 17, please.
Okay. All right. Just rolled a 17.
That's fine. It still takes half damage.
Every bit helps.
I mean, it's half of 5d10, so yeah. Half of 29 is 14 damage. Pew pew! Lightninged down.
All right.
And I'm gonna bonus action healing word. Let's see here. I'm gonna bonus action. How bad is Volk doing? Not great.
12 hit points and on the front line.
Yeah, okay. I can't healing word both of us, so I'm gonna 4th level healing word you. Let's see. You get 17 hit points. And with Volk in front of me, is it possible for me to like back away a little bit? Or am I still gonna be getting an opportunity attack on me?
Let me double check his range. Let's see.
I believe he has
He
the
would
reach.
still be able to hit you. Yeah, it depends if you tried to leave.
I'm not gonna try and leave. I'll just let Volk tank it for me. Thank you,
Bye,
Volk.
Volk. It's been real.
Bye. I did what I could. That's my turn.
All right. Move our Zoom faces out of the way. Demir.
Well, lucky for you, Lish, your wife has healing. I'm going to bonus action healing word at 1st level to my husband.
Hey.
And that is I can math. No, I can't. That's 8 points of healing to you. Not much, but it's better than nothing. And I'm gonna breathe fire on this bitch. So I think I can use an action to exhale fire breath. It must make a dexterity saving throw.
What sort of cone does that look like?
I believe
what's the range?
it was fire.
Well, yes. What's the range?
Oh,
Scrolled up. It's a 15-foot cone.
15-foot cone. So
And since
I'm just pulling this out to make sure that, that no one's getting hit.
Fancy new tools.
Be hit.
Also of note for Demir is that it was upcasted to 4th level, which means, if I remember, and then we just have to check the base level.
I mean, can she point it down towards its feetsies?
It's a 2nd level spell. Yeah, you could. 2nd level spell.
Yeah.
So
I'll step forward if I need to get it in. That's fine.
All
so
right.
because 4, that's a 5d6.
Ooh, nice. 5d6?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Awesome.
That's a dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
Yep. The DC is 16.
Okay.
I rolled like shit. That's okay. Oh wait, I rolled straight 4s. Incredible.
That's still pretty good.
Yahtzee.
I mean, so I rolled 3 4s and 1 2 die that add up to 4. So yeah.
16.
So that's
have that
16 points
save.
of damage if he failed his save.
Okay. So I will tell you that it was a direct hit, but the fire does not seem to do anything.
Motherfuck.
Reaction. Not me.
You didn't magic fire?
Toby.
Good.
Sorry, I was reading a thing. Could you repeat the?
The fire just got immune if you wanna do an empowered Krajigger that we were just talking about.
Yeah, sure. Anything for my girl. Okay, yeah. Amplified, or he will amplify the blood curse of exposure. So it'll lose the invulnerability damage check for the triggering attack or spell, but has resistance to those damage types until the end of its next turn. So I will use one of my blood maledicts. Oh, maybe if I I don't know, go to the right tab, that would be great. That'd be amazing.
While this is going on, by the way, Demir, you didn't have to step forward. You can if you want to, but I'm not going to stop you.
Oh, okay. Then I wouldn't have moved. I just was like, I just needed to tell if I was able to get it in my cone or not. So.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
Like,
oh, thank God
I'm not going to stop you from moving if you want to move, but I'm just telling you.
Yeah, no, all right.
Thank God I amplified it, because otherwise it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. So that would be half damage. What was the total amount of fire damage?
16.
Okay. So that's 50. Boop. All right.
Thank you, Toby. I don't
Demir
have
just
a
hears in the background. Holy shit, it worked! Or you just hear Tobias go, huh! As if he himself is surprised that he managed to do something.
Looks back at Toby and blows him a kiss.
I'm able to do
mid-range
one more time,
often.
so I'll probably save it for when it's like a high amount of damage. But at least now we know it works.
Thank you.
How many rounds does the fire breath last?
It doesn't have any lingering flame, and once it's used up.
Okay, so we can take the little marker off.
Oh wait, hang on. Concentration up to a minute, and they just get to use that.
Yeah.
I was considering dropping that concentration so I could instead try and cast slow again.
Okay.
Well, you're up, so you get to decide.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
if anyone else wants to use some blasty fire spells, now's the time.
Does it last for multiple rounds or multiple turns?
No, just this turn. Or well, until it goes.
Yeah, until the end of its next turn.
Okay. I guess
oh my god, it killed a bunch of owls. I forgot.
You know what? Sure. So it's gonna chime in, go like, my turn, and make like hand signs for burning hands.
All right.
Let's see. I wanted to upcast that. Don't. Okay, that doesn't work. Hang on.
So you would have to step forward.
Hang on.
For yours.
Okay, you can upcast that. Why isn't it letting me upcast it? That's weird. Also, a good point. I don't mind doing that. Probably angle it like.
Got our line of 3 lady spellcasters.
Yeah, I could probably do it here. That won't hit anyone.
All right.
Okay, so if it's a 5th level one, that would be 3d6 plus 1d6 per slot level of first. So that'd
What's your
be
DC?
7d6. DC 16.
Rolled an 18.
Darn.
So half as much damage. And then we'll have that again, but for the sake of math.
Need to fish out 3 more d6s real quick. Actually, no, a lot more. Let's just use these pip dice. Off the table. Alright, that's 6, 6, 3, 1. This is smart. There's 6, 6, 7. 1, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 26, halved is 13.
All right, and then have it again because of the resistance.
So then you'd have to round down again. So that would make it about 6.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Dang.
Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, don't really have any other bonus actions that I can do.
All right. That is Levy now.
Well, since we're doing fire,
Might want to try something else, honestly, if she's got more spell types.
she does. But she does also have fireball.
Oh, isn't that big space of damage though?
It's a 20
Well-
foot. It's a 20-foot circle, and she can drop it like over here or something like that.
Upgrade Levy from self fireball to murder suicide fireball. Just get everyone.
If you drop it in the far corner, is that gonna hit everyone?
It's gonna hit everyone except for Tobias.
Okay,
Also
never
blast
mind.
back.
Never
Fireballs have
mind.
blast
Never
back,
mind. Never mind. I believe that she has learned from her mistakes.
I really hope so. And yet,
what type of damage is that? I can't tell. It's not immune to force damage, right?
I don't think we've tried.
Oh, but that's another 20-foot cube. Damn it. And it did take lightning damage, yeah?
it's been taking lightning damage just fine.
Cool.
It's been
She's
making it
gonna
save,
just
which is annoying.
like step over here. I think that gives her a straight shot. Yep. And she's going to cast lightning bolt. You know what? Let's do the 5th level. Why not? So that's it needs to make a dexterity saving throw, or take 43 points of damage.
That's a failure.
Excellent. It takes 43 points of damage.
All right. Looking rough.
Cool. Let's see. She doesn't have any bonus actions that I can tell. So yeah, that's her turn. She's gonna hide out in the corner over there.
Right. it's Chunky Boy's turn now. I mean, Valk and Lish are still right in front of him, so he's gonna continue to try to hit you guys with his giant mace. So let's do Lish first. I assume a 25 hit, Lish.
25, yes.
Hold on, let me open Silvery Barbs.
You can hit both of us at the same time? Oh my god.
It has 2 attacks.
Oh, okay.
And it's using one against you and one against Valk, because you're both still in range.
This might be it, guys. Au revoir.
What's your AC again, Lish?
16.
Yeah, no, it can hit you with rolling a 2. So I'm gonna save it for me since there's a chance of it actually missing. Sorry, I'll heal you after this.
Lish, you take 13, no wait, 19 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm still up. Thank God. Thank you for healing me down here, because that otherwise would have been bad. What was it again? It was 19?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I have
And
3.
I got you, boo.
then Valk.
Yeah.
29 to hit.
No, thank you. I would like to cast a Silvery Barbs as a reaction. And so she kind of goes, bah, for a moment, and you see her Nephilim form, but only for a split second. And I would like it to roll again.
All right. That's a 30 to hit.
Okay, so it hits with a 29, and I guess I would like an advantage on my next attack roll, please, if I live.
Oh, we'll see. That's another 19 bludgeoning damage.
Is that magical or non-magical bludgeoning?
Magical.
Okay. I live.
All right. Wait, let me see if you get the thing back. Cool. All right. Valk.
Hi. I wish to roll to hit.
All right.
Does 21 hit?
21 hit.
Okay. I would like to smite with a 3rd level spell. So let me dig out some d8s. That's that. I need, and cream is the base damage. So it does 8 points of slashing and 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Swinging for second attack. Yay, I rolled higher, so I hit. I save a 3rd in case of need for Revivify, so I use a 2nd level. So one of those goes away. Beige is the sword. I do 7 points of magical slashing and 10 points of radiant damage.
All right. That'll do it. Please describe how you kill it.
Hey!
Woo!
So, Valk, long sword in hand, shield is like bashing off attacks. And it's just like, gets one good hit and a blast of holy energy hits. And then the second swing comes across, trailing radiant magic, and I slice off the helmet, and it goes clattering into the corner. And
All right.
with such, the magic goes of the golem.
So the helmet goes clattering off into the corner, and the golem collapses. For a moment, everything is still until you see the golem start to pick itself up piece by piece, and it walks over to pick up its helmet, puts it back on its head, and then it just moves to the other side of the room or had been waiting before, and a doorway opens up right here.
Yay! Doorway.
Let me finally remove this turn order. All right.
Hell of a test.
Yeah, bets on if this is the last test or if there's still more traps.
I don't want to be a betting woman today. Zoda, by the way, does like the conductor like stop music motion, and the spiciness in the
Ooh.
back of Demir's throat fades. And Zoda's like, hope that wasn't too unpleasant for you.
Not, it was fine, not bad at all.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to Lish and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Thank you.
It's my last
Lish
first
was
level
looking pretty
spell slot.
bloody.
It is my last first level spell slot, but that's okay. I will do it for my husband. You get 10 points of healing.
Hooray.
Now,
The
if
touch for Cure Wounds is absolutely a kiss.
person
And she's-
of investigation, could you make sure that there isn't a bonus trap as we walk into the room?
I have a name.
I'm being.
I know.
That was meta.
Yeah.
Demir is also going
Sure.
to give Toby a kiss because he helped her out.
One last investigation roll for the road. Hopefully the last, anyway. If I could not drop my die and have it roll into my computer desk, that'd be great. Jeez, okay. Come back strong for 27.
You don't see any traps. You're feeling pretty good.
Seems pretty clear.
Dive into a gold pile.
Are you sure you
Nope.
want to do
No,
that?
I am not. The Scrooge
Given
McDuck
that
was a
Master
joke.
Whistling Torrent said that there were weapons kept down.
Dive into the pile of swords.
And wasn't Whistling Torrent's verbiage take what you need for your journey or don't overtake or whatever?
Only take the spear.
Seems
Only.
to want you to only take the spear. But if you feel like you are willing to try to persuade him that you need some of this stuff, you can certainly try.
Well, what is
I
of
advise-
note in the gold pile?
I am
I
glad
advise
you
only-
asked.
I advise only take the spear. It might set up a trap.
I am glad you asked what's here. So you can see that, well, let me preface this by saying it's not so much a pile of gold necessarily, as that's just what I use as a marker on the map. But there are lots of exciting things in here. First of all, in the far wall, you can see something of a small teleportation stone. You suspect that's for getting back to the Hall of Veneration itself. Just embedded in the wall. You can see various art objects, including a carved ivory statuette silk robe with gold embroidery, a large golden bracelet, and a gold ring with bloodstones. In addition to those things, you can also see a small golden idol, an obsidian statuette with gold fittings and an inlay, a bottle stopper cork embossed with a gold leaf and set with amethyst, and a very expensive looking gold circlet with 4 aquamarines set into it. There is indeed a chest in here with a lot of platinum and a lot of gold pieces in it. You can also see a couple of scrolls. Looking them over, well, I'll tell you what. Whoever has a good arcana can try and guess what these scrolls are.
Zoda.
Oh, I can
I'm,
roll.
I'm double checking your arcana stat right now. Sure. I'm rolling for that, I assume.
Can more than one person roll?
Yeah, if you like.
Go ahead. You might want it because I rolled a 5 base, plus an arcana of 8. That's a 13.
13?
Yes, 13.
Right.
I got a 21.
21. Lish, you get there a second before Zoda does. One of these scrolls is a scroll of Summon Planner Ally, and the other one is a scroll of protection from Fae.
Something Demir might be interested in.
There's also quite a few gemstones in here, which I will list off because I made this fucking treasure room for you guys. There's hematite, moss agate, azurite, lapis lazuli, malachite, jet, coral, aquamarine, blue spinel, peridot, black pearl, yellow sapphire, black opal, fire opal. And you see a very beautiful, fancy great sword hanging up on the wall. On a pedestal below it, there seems to be some sort of book. You can also see within here a chime of opening and a potion of cloud giant strength. Then, much like on the pedestal containing the book, there's a few other pedestals with things on them, including a very large fiendish skull that's probably about the size of your torso. There is some sort of woven tapestry-like thing that seems to be an extensive historical record. There's an hourglass filled with sparkling sand, small shrine with the statuette, brazier, and an altar dedicated to Torm. There are also several embroidered throw pillows depicting the gods and their deeds. There's a jar with a dead illicit tadpole floating and preserving chemicals. A set of 7 silver candlesticks bearing Torm's symbol. A kneeling bench for prayer. A tarnished brazier with a pleasant smelling ash. And then, finally, there is a beautifully crafted spear.
Would it be possible to get the loot list in one of the chats?
Jeez, these guys are loaded for a monastery. I'm sure most of these are like divine artifacts of some sort, but Still.
It doesn't seem quite above board to take anything more than what we were sent for.
Well, yeah, of course.
True.
It's been so
Can't help but
long since we
curious.
saw Master Whistling Torrent. I seem to remember him saying we could take whatever we needed.
No,
No.
let's not chance it.
I think perhaps we can take note of things that we find interesting and perhaps ask for them afterwards.
That
If
would
you guys
require
really
coming
want
back
some of
down.
these, that's a good idea, yeah.
I have a message spell slot left. I was thinking if there's anything that we are in dire need of, I could contact him. Otherwise, we are only here for the spear.
Okay, let me review this list of stuff again.
There's a lot.
Valk, as while loot is being reviewed and seeing if there's anything else that we're in dire need of, Valk walks up, picks up the spear, and proceeds over to the prayer kneeling place that you mentioned. And
As soon as you touch the spear, you can feel it just humming with energy.
ooh.
A powerful item.
But yeah, so I have a nice meditation praying with the spear.
Are you taking the time to attune to it right now?
We're not going to be down here for an hour.
Okay.
But I'm just, doing cleric things.
Okay. I will just send you the basic bitch version.
Oh, I'll be attuning to it the moment we get out of here.
Yeah, I
Have
know.
a moment.
I figured. But just for the sake of it.
Fortunately, I have one attunement slot left. Ooh, that's cool.
No, you.
Oh man, they have the Book of Leadership? Shit.
Oh, does Mir need to read?
How does the Book of
Yeah.
Leadership work?
It's the only thing that can get someone past 20
Past 20.
charisma.
Oh.
Demir just like sauntering up to us and like, hey, you're also a library, right?
Your church isn't gonna need this book for another 100 years, I'm sure.
No, we're saving the world now.
Also, we could drop the book off 100 years in the past.
Yeah, we're doing time travel shenanigans. There are no rules.
We'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You may or may not look a couple years older.
Lish is curious about the sparkling hourglass. Can he kind of investigate that?
Sure. Roll investigation check.
Ugh. $21. That was a natty 20, by the way.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's a very fancy hourglass. Looks pretty expensive. You can't find any magical signatures on it, however.
Okay.
This is probably just some artifact retrieved by some cleric sometime.
It's a hourglass that can time travel us around wherever we want.
Like I'd make it that easy for you.
So, should we negotiate with Master Whistling Torrent over the use of the book if we return it recharged via time shenanigans?
Honestly, let's see if we can get it.
I would also be interested in the Scroll of Protection from Fae, if that's something that we could get.
Or some planar ally could be useful.
The tome is reusable, and because we're going on this adventure, we have the opportunity to recharge it, so we're not really using it. Whereas the scrolls we would actually use up and not have
Well, the
anymore.
book recharges after 100 years, so
Yeah, we go back 100 years at some point and drop it off.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about that, but okay, you can certainly try.
I mean, really, it's a matter of, will they need the charisma book, or is it just collecting dust in the vault because it's a artifact recovered from some crusade or something?
Demir picks
Yeah.
up the charisma book.
Who has 20 charisma, by the way? Demir?
I do.
Amir does.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should negotiate with Whistling Torrent over the return of the book recharged.
I mean, we can
I mean, we can't guarantee
use
that
it
it could
and
be
then return it
recharged.
to them. Like, we can use it,
We can
return it to them.
Like,
Just
we,
put it back in the
If
vault.
it's
You
only
can
there-
have it again in another 100
might
years.
occur.
Yeah, like if they don't need it for the magical effect, then they probably won't have any issue if we just give it back after we use it. If it's just there in like a proverbial trophy case guarded by like 7 traps and a platinum golem,
We
it's probably
are
fine.
in dire need of the tome due to time shenanigans. We can return it recharged.
I'm still not convinced we might be able to do that.
Don't promise things that we can't guarantee, but
Yeah.
given
I
that
said
time shenanigans.
can. I said can, not
Don't say
would.
can, say might.
That's making a promise. Just say we may be able to.
We will try to.
Okay.
Yes.
The chime of opening is also really nice. It can open up like any like locked thing.
I only feel
It's pretty
comfortable
cool.
attempting to negotiate for one more object, and
That's fair.
with the book we have a chance of negating us using it as well, whereas anything else it would just be used.
Please give me plus 18 to deception when I'm level 20.
God.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe we don't
no.
need the book.
She's terrifying.
A master liar on
Gaslight,
par with
gatekeep,
skill
girl
with the
boss.
with the Fae.
That is literally Demir's entire role here. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Hmm?
Okay, so I guess I am doing a message to Whistling Torrent. So that's my last third, or sending is what I mean, not message,
right.
whatever. Wait, is he within range of a message cantrip so I don't have to use a third?
You don't know. But it's a very big building and you're down pretty deep.
I just can't remember what the fucking range is. 120. Okay, no, we are not in range. So I would like to do ascending to Master Whistling Torrent.
All right.
We are in dire need of the tomb. Can try to recharge due to time shenanigans.
The tome, you mean?
The tome. Yeah, I said tome.
Yeah.
Does anybody else
Can
want
I-
me to? Do you have an input, Demir?
Well, I was going to say, can I give Valkyria bardic inspiration if that would help with the inevitable persuasion roll that's going to come?
What do you do to inspire her?
Demir is going to go over to Valkyria and give her the like eyes.
I'm
Hang
doing
on
my
a sec.
best.
Hang on a second. Can I inspect the material of the wall?
Sure.
All right. Do I have to roll to see what it's made out of?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So I'm thinking like
It's relevant.
you've
to
got
message.
this like sly little smile sitting there, so I'm immediately wondering like, wait, is this made of like lead? Is this magic insulated? Will this message even reach?
Are you like taking the time to like walk around and look over the walls? Are you touching them?
Probably just if anything, like slightly grazing fingers over it.
Okay, that would be a perception roll then.
Alrighty.
Can Demir's magic eyes tell if this room is warded?
That's a 10. I don't think I'm getting shit.
Yes, it is warded, but it should allow for sending to go through.
Okay.
So
we're not in the dead zone. Okay.
Material is primarily stonework and marble, but there does seem to be some platinum inlay in adamantine.
Pretty pleased with sugar on top. I don't know.
Okay. Persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Okay,
We're boned.
You get 1d6 bardic instead.
I cast guidance. I think I have guidance. I'll give you
That's
guidance.
ability, not skill.
Boo.
Yeah, I was double checking that too. What I'm using, yeah, I'm using the big dice. This is important.
Yes.
Well,
I say we take it out of the tomb anyways and just be just like, are you sure we can't have this?
Demir is holding on to it.
well, you sure at disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's unfortunate. And this is a persuasion check, you said?
Yep.
And it's a D6.
A D6 burst of bardic inspiration, right?
Well, let's hope I roll high on this one.
Otherwise, I hope Demir is ready to steal from a church.
14.
Whistling Torrent gets back to you, says, I'm afraid we can only allow the Sky Spear for now.
For now.
For now.
For
For
now.
now.
Well, we can try again later, or Demir can seduce a cleric when we get back upstairs.
He's an old man.
And
I don't want to have to come back down through these dungeons and fight the creature again. Can we not bring what we want up and then just be like, look?
Well, he already said no.
He said
Do we
no.
want to potentially risk pissing off the church?
this is an
Look,
ally.
I'm already
They
in bad with
Make
the god.
a better ally than enemy.
Yeah. And he said maybe later. He said the spear is the only thing they can allow for now.
If
So-
we play nice,
We
maybe
could get it
they'd be
later.
willing to retrieve it themselves for us. Hell, we've also already proven ourselves with the trials. Maybe that will carry over.
Also, the Sky Spear might help us through the trials when we go through next time. And we can avoid all the traps since we know where they are.
Also, we might be even cooler later. Aaron flexes.
I mean, over send it's difficult to have a full conversation. Maybe we should just take it
Demir,
out.
I love
and
you,
discuss
but
it.
stop.
We are not taking it
Please.
out, but I do approve you having a direct conversation with Whistling Torrent when we get topside.
At the very least, we can do that. but
I
leave
think
the
there will
book.
be definitely conversations to be had.
You can plead your case when we get topside, but we are doing everything to make it so we're most likely to get it later.
Demir will put the book back. She rolled a high enough intelligence. I'm so mad.
Does anyone try to
Tobias-
steal anything else?
Tobias will go and give Demir a kiss on the crown of her head and say thank you for putting back the book.
Lucky you're cute.
Out
We'll
of
give him a kiss
character,
as well.
thank you for not fucking this up for us.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Thankfully, Zeta isn't so invested in her rogue heritage that she's a klepto, so she's not taking those scrolls.
Okay, so I guess we gather up and touch the teleportation crystal.
All right.
Is it teleportation crystal?
Yeah, that was one of the first things that got mentioned. Wait,
I must have missed it in the long list.
the tapestry, does it have anything indicating history with the spinning tower?
Roll investigation check.
Folks, like, what tapestry? I rolled a fucking 1.
You've forgotten what a tapestry even is.
And I have no ads, so it's literally a 1.
Where are you, actually? Where am I?
Okay, I don't have the idea, and she's busy with the spear. Does anybody else want to have the idea?
Valk just looks at the tapestry and goes, "What nice wallpaper."
I mean, if we're like, I feel like Levy would probably be looking at like the tapestry and stuff. Since
Aaron's
she's
gonna
like,
That makes sense. Sure. You can have Levy
she's a
roll.
smart nerd like that.
Aaron's gonna go over to the throw pillows and just check if any of the gods on them are Mithra.
Oh, yeah.
Roll investigation check, Aaron.
Ooh, that could have been better.
No rerolls, I'm afraid.
Well, not unless I want to get spicy. That's an 11.
You do see the image on one of them of a woman that's made of starlight.
Ooh. He'll, I don't know, motion the group over.
Actually, I
Where is
have
Zeta on the
a
map?
visual that I've just had saved to my desktop to represent Mistra. Not this pillow, but like, I saw it on Tumblr. I'm like, oh shit. It's her.
It's her!
Hold on.
Do we want to make a sketch of the pillow while we're down here?
It's a good idea. He'll get out his sketchbook.
I was expecting Mistra, and we got I have charisma instead.
Yes, that's what Mistra looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
As I said, I saw that on Tumblr. I'm like, it's her.
It's her!
She!
Okay, yeah, Aaron's gonna try to copy that down.
Okay, roll a performance check.
That's actually not terrible, but I am going to be spicy on it. Which it turned out to be a good idea. All right, that'll be a 16.
You get most of the major details down. Looks pretty good.
Hell yeah. Okay.
All right. Other people were doing things. Looking at the tapestry. What was Levy doing?
I think Levy was going to like it. look at the tapestry. If there's any like writing or anything, making notes, doing her little journaling.
All right. What'd she roll?
Is the tapestry? Huh?
What did she roll?
Is it an investigation roll?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 16.
16. This tapestry mostly seems to be detailing the history of the building of this specific church, this location of worship.
Hmm.
Ooh, narcissism.
Is there? Yeah, there aren't any other like big, like texty history pieces aside from that.
You can have her roll a Arcana check.
Sure, why not? Whoop, that's cocked. Okay, that is you. Honestly, I should be rolling on D20. That's 24.
24. I'll send this to you directly.
Ooh.
All right. Anyone else?
I can't really think of anything else Zoda would look after that hasn't already been inspected.
All right.
So I think we're good, yeah.
Yeah. I think Levy will probably just make note of that because I don't want to make.
Okay. All right. I will contact Felix in the off time then. So if there's nothing else, what do you guys do?
Well, there was mention of a teleportation crystal. Maybe we could just use that to get out.
I mean, I'm not saying I put it there for a reason, but like, you guys are welcome to do whatever you want.
But yeah,
We're going to refuse the crystal like we refused the free boat and walk our way out.
well, the crystal isn't being provided by a creepy guy from outer space. So if nobody
Yeah.
else has business, let's teleport out.
All right. So, who touches the crystal first?
I guess I do.
All right.
Lish sneering in the corner as someone touches yet another unknown magical object.
With a flash of light, Valkyria has disappeared. What do the rest of you do?
Zoda goes, buddy system, and also touches the crystal.
All right. Zoda disappears.
Fuck it, we ball. Tobias touches the crystal.
Tobias disappears.
Fuck, we're out of responsible people.
Zoda's responsible?
Yeah, I was just going to say all the people that are keeping Demir from stealing things just went by.
Yeah.
Oh my god, keep people up. Fuck this up for us.
Lish is still here. I didn't go yet.
Lish,
Aaron,
make your
I'll-
wife go first.
Aaron will extend a hand to Levy and say, Even if they're somewhere fucked up, they're gonna need people to look after them.
And Levy will take Aaron's hand and touch the crystal.
All right, they disappear.
Does it take Aaron with her?
Yes, they're holding hands.
Oh, okay, cool. Demir is going to look at that tome and then touch the fucking crystal.
All right, Lish, just you hanging out now.
Ooh, he's gonna think about it.
And
You
Lish
can
starts
also
walking
message
back.
me privately if you decide to take anything.
Well, we'll leave that up to people's imaginations. And Lish will head back.
All right. So with that, you all appear back in the hall through which you entered, the Hall of Veneration, with the high ceilings, the mausoleum-like structure, the sconces on the wall.
Well, Valk would like to attune to the spear ASAP, and doing it in a place of holiness seems apropos. But if Demir wanted to be introduced to Whistling Torrent first, that could be arranged.
I think we gotta go talk to him and make our cases.
Yeah.
So I guess Valk leads the party back to Whistling Torrent's office.
All right.
Or at least a delegation from the party.
You go to Whistling Torrent's office and you knock on the door, wait for him to reply, and he allows you to enter, and I assume you do so.
Mm-hmm. So Val kind of walks in and just kind of slumps into the chair, burn marks on her feathers, some extra dents on her armor, and just kind of goes, "When do we get a platinum golem?"
That has been down there for as long as I have been here at the temple.
Anyway, Master Whistling Torrent, I would like to reintroduce you to who all tagged along with me. Is it just the couple, or did everyone come?
Aaron's there at least.
I'm pretty
Elias
sure
probably
everybody came
Fall along with
Oh.
me. He's gonna be standing towards the back since he doesn't need to ask about anything.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Yeah, so I was probably just hanging near Toby.
But yeah, so Valk takes a moment to reintroduce everyone, and basically and says, Demir and Lish were hoping for a moment of your time to plead their case.
He kind of staples his hands and leans back and looks at you guys expectantly.
Lish kind of looks to Demir.
Hang on, I'm thinking. Esteemed Master Whistling Torrent, of course, your aid and assistance to Valkyria is greatly appreciated. As you know, we are in desperate times and in dire need of all of the aid and assistance that can be provided. And you have been so generous in assisting us. Truly, you are following the way of your God and the teaching of your temple. And all I ask is that you were to provide that sort of assistance to us as to the rest of the party as well. The spear will be a great boon for Valkyria, who is, as we know, a steamed fighter, but not all of us are so weapons forward. Some of us rely a little bit more on our charms or our intelligence or our skill at magic and summoning things. There is a book that is in the possession of the church that could be of great aid to us, as well as I'm sure some other items that the rest of my party has found within. But my understanding of the book in particular is that it is reliant on a certain period of time, and given that time is unraveling, there are some benefits to such an unstable condition, such as, say, little time travel, if possible. We have certainly leapt forward or backward or around in time. Perhaps an item that is reliant on time to recharge could be affected by such a thing.
You could also mention the letter, since we already tested the principle.
If it were given to us, we have definitely encountered instances where not necessarily we, but an item has gone through a considerable amount of time. Such as sending a letter to ourselves in the past.
If Demir's done talking, Aaron's going to step forward for a second, and say, the book of leadership might really help out Demir, and she is our leader, and by God, do we need leading in these times? And then step back.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh boy, okay. I can't inspire myself. Please. Okay. 23.
Whistling Torrent kind of strokes his whiskers and considers while you're speaking and says, "We cannot make this book available to you immediately. However, when the time comes, I may be able to pull some strings to allow it to you in the future."
That would be most appreciated. It truly would come in aid. Especially since we are facing some true unknowns. As much assistance and cards that we can put in our deck, the better. For the fate of the world.
And Val kind of chimes in and it's just like, your generosity is always appreciated, Master Whistling Torrent.
Thank you, of course, for all of your aid. And for hearing me out.
Of course. Was there anything else you wished to discuss?
Well, I've already informed you of the situation that we are facing, and you've already offered additional aid of the church researching the matter. And we've mentioned the magical college expedition that we are planning. And I guess we eagerly await your message when the time comes for the tome.
Of course. I wish you all the best of luck. I do hope that you will keep me informed of your endeavor.
Of course, you're first on my list of people to contact. At which point, Valk kind of motions to kind of push everyone out of his very cramped office with this many people in it.
Yeah.
Samir will leave.
Yeah,
Aaron will
at
shuffle out.
the moment that everyone gets past his receptionist, Valk's just chipper is just like, that went well.
That did go pretty well.
That went middling, Valkyria.
Yeah.
We didn't get smote on the spot, but yeah.
He agreed to
Could have gone
get us
better.
access to it. While it isn't a success for right this very moment, it is a success overall.
That is true. Lish, did you not want to ask about something, or am I misremembering?
It seems to me that there's a reluctance to part with anything in that chamber.
Fair enough.
It is the church's armory for emergencies, and there is an emergency coming up, so I don't blame him.
Not even like they can do anything with it right now.
Demir, we had a successful meeting with Whistling Torrent. Let's not push it and lose out on one of our larger sources of aid.
I'm not saying anything to him.
I would like to see their generosity grow, perhaps more than just a spear.
You are asking them to part with a potentially valuable magical artifact.
Second incredibly valuable magical artifact.
True.
Speaking of which, I wish to quickly attune to this in the Hall of Reverence, Hall of Veneration. If you all would allow me that time before we proceed onwards, I would appreciate it.
How long do you think you'll need?
Takes an hour to attune to things.
It takes an hour to attune to things.
Right.
I mean, I could certainly use a rest. So, take your time.
At which point, Valk kind of clicks her heels together, does kind of a little half bow, and kind of hurriedly walks towards the Hall of Veneration.
Valkyria, wait.
Valk stops and turns.
Will go over to Valkyria and take out of her bag and hand you a little like a little baklava. It's one of those baklava that looks like a little package. So it's the like phyllo dough wrapped around, the like pistachio with the honey on top, and just like eat this and it'll aid your recovery.
At which point you can kind of see Valk get a little extra formal and another little half bow and says, "Thank you, my lady," and proceeds onward.
So you get an extra 1d8 hit points if you eat it during your short rest.
Yay!
And I can give out I will give one more. I'll give one baklava to Lish and one to Aaron, did you get beat up in the fight?
I'm
Aaron
gonna
wasn't
go with
actually in the
no.
vault.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna say technically we left Aaron with Niv,
Yeah, but I guess
Oh.
we did. I guess we didn't leave
and then
Dove
he
out, so we can
appeared
say
in
that
time for the treasure room.
I guess you could say that he like
Exactly,
hopped and skipped
exactly.
over all the marked traps on his way in.
I am loving that visual.
He left Niv tied to the tree in the courtyard and then ran into the
It's okay.
At
he
any
gets to look
rate,
at
Aaron
plants.
did not get harmed during that combat.
Someone is on
Okay.
13 HP.
Yeah, Zoda will get one.
Thank you.
And let's see. Toby didn't get hit, right?
No, he took damage from traps and damage from his Crimson Right stuff, whatever. But he's doing really good on health. He's at 90 out of 117, so don't worry about him.
Okay. Well, Demir will take the last one for her, and then she does also have a Song of Rest. So, if we're taking a short rest, so everyone who got a baklava gets to add an additional 1d8, and then I believe everyone gets 1d6 extra as well. So if you have a baklava, you get to roll your hit dice plus 1d8 plus 1d6. Everyone gets to roll 1d6 extra.
Oh, cool.
What kind of
definitely.
song does he sing for rest? I'm not asking you to sing. I'm just saying what kind of song.
I think she probably sings like a little like a little more happy tune. Probably it's like as everyone's sitting down and like eating and resting up, she's just kind of singing a little song about like honestly probably about baklava, like you have a little dough and you put a little treasure in it. Yeah, but it's in Madhabi, so it's better than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll my rest. I'm gonna actually expend a D8 hit die. The one
would
that she
you-
has.
Say was the additional roll for just everyone for the Song of Rest 1d6 or...
Everyone gets an additional 1d6 healing.
Okay.
I got 9 HP back. Better than nothing. Would reallocating some of my prepared spells be part of the short rest, or would that be separate?
What would that be, like arcane recovery?
No, let me just. I took relevant snippets from the thing here. You could change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Never mind. Oh wait, no. Preparing a new list of wizard spells requires time spent studying your spellbook memories and incantations. Just use speak to cast a spell at least 1 minute per spell level. I think it's a separate thing. So basically, I could spend extra time outside a long rest to say this isn't useful. I'm going to prepare this instead. Would that be part of the short rest, or would that be after?
That'd be after.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think I was using the wrong thingy-majig. Everyone can get a baklava.
Oh, cool.
So, Toby, if you want a baklava, or did you? Yeah, you got a baklava, right?
No. Because,
Okay, yeah, you can get a baklava now. I'm
okay,
sorry,
and,
I was
Everybody gets
reading the wrong thingy, my bobber.
and is that a 1d8 instead?
Yep, 1d8.
Okay.
Does anyone else do anything during this short rest?
Yeah, can I I'm gonna transfer arrows from my sealed quiver into my unsealed quivers.
All right.
Finally have to adjust my quivers. Finally.
Aaron's just gonna go explore, as much of the church seems like it's open to public exploration.
Hold on. Lars, that just means that you can cast the first listed spell twice a day, and then the second spell once a day. So
You're
that
muted.
you're muted.
No, I understand the spells. So I don't need to do a bonus action to activate the additional effects, or
Yeah, it no longer takes a bonus action to do the extra thing.
and then
It does now that you're attuned to it.
and it does
does
2d8 now, or is it still just a d8?
Just the D8.
Action to activate the additional 1d8 radiant damage upon a hit. So do I have an additional d8 when I'm hitting?
No,
Or-
so you've already hit it, and now when you're rolling damage, you can add a D8 radiant damage automatically to it.
Okay, so I get an extra d8 of damage, and when I'm hit, I can deal a d8 of damage with a reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's
First
just,
time making a magic item.
it's just, there needs to be like a comma or something in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So an extra d8 of damage upon a hit, and I can do a reaction to backblast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Iyera, you were exploring.
Yes.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just vibing?
Just trying to see what the religious atmosphere is like. It's gonna be looking at any, paintings, tapestries, stuff they have showing what's going on in here and what we're about.
There aren't so many paintings, but there are some tapestries. They look pretty old. Mostly, though, in terms of decoration, there's various weapons.
Nice. He's looking at those too. Weapons are cool.
And of course, there's a courtyard through which you enter. I'll tell you what. Roll a perception check.
Okay. I am not very perceptive today. That is a 7.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. He's just vibing.
All right. Anyone else?
No, I think Lish is probably wandering a little.
All right. Do you stay in the building, or do you go into the courtyard as well?
Oh, maybe in and out.
All right. Roll perception check.
Oh, yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for big trees too that are closer and What was that? I didn't. Oh, there we go. 19.
Okay. You don't see anything.
Okay. He's just wandering.
All right. Taking in the atmosphere of the Church of Torm.
Unfortunately.
Speaking of the courtyard, Zoda's probably leafing through her tome while in there. Just like, let's see, which of these would be useful right now? Probably don't need tongues. And then, of course, after the short rest, she takes 9 minutes, I counted, to sort of like read through all her notes and like mouth verbal components, practice somatics, etc.
All right.
With how damaged everyone is, I think we should take a long rest before traveling to the town that we're going to.
You're just right outside of the town, and it's getting to be like sunset-ish now.
Wait,
You could probably roll it. You could probably
we're that
go-
close?
Yeah, like
Could you bring up the world map real quick, actually? Just on that note, since we're not in the vault anymore.
that.
Oh, wait,
Helps
the temple is
visualize.
just outside of town,
Yeah,
but then we're going to a separate town for the wedding.
You are going to the lake for the wedding.
Okay, so we can
So
go into
you-
town, have an
Like-
evening, and then travel?
Let's try and make this as easy as possible. So the wedding is probably going to be like around here-ish. Town, of course, is right there. Temple is like there. So it's just a short jaunt to get to the town.
Okay, so go into town, recoup for the evening, head to where the wedding's going to be.
Sounds like a plan. Get some cushioned beds.
I will admit the guest chambers at the temple are a little sparse.
It's fine. They're probably not expecting very many guests on the average day anyway.
Or certainly not guests for extended periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cool spear now.
All right. So do you guys start to make your way towards town? All right. As I said, it's not a terribly long jaunt, maybe like hour and a half on foot. Which isn't terrible, all things considered. But welcome to the city of Iyera. Being the northernmost city of Niveli, many of the buildings are built to withstand the snow. The city has made good use of wood in constructing everything from mansions to streets to forts. There are only a couple buildings in the entire town that are made of stone, including the Temple of Torm. Due to the high number of wooden structures within its walls, the city boasts several volunteer fire brigades that protect its buildings. Citizens mostly join these brigades out of a sense of civic pride. Nevertheless, due to the frequent use of wood in the area, much of the surrounding hills have been essentially cleared of trees at this point. But many of the townsfolk have also begun reforestation efforts in the surrounding area. Snow and slush turn the streets to mud for a good part of the year, but luckily around this season, it seems to be fine. The economy is sustained at this point primarily by the fish from the river and the lake and any ore obtained from the mountain.
Skyrim.
Kind of.
Mountain village vibes. It's just that in Skyrim, every village is a mountain village.
You see several shops. Actually, the first one that you see as you approach the city, you can see a nice little banner hanging up that reads Carts and Crafts, which seems to have every kind of vehicle for sale and rent. You can purchase passage on different methods of transportation as well. Purchases come with the option to register as a transporter to provide passage and collect fares. And as you approach the city, you can see a goblin man with a peg leg, really trying to convince someone to buy a boat.
Well, we could take a boat down to the lake when the time comes. So do we want to find a tavern or something and just rest for the night and do any shopping in the morning, or how is everyone feeling?
Yeah, they've got to have an inn somewhere, right?
I would know about an inn, correct?
Yeah, you do know of an inn. You've never been there yourself, but you do know that many of the townsfolk, when looking to get a drink, particularly after work, go to the Satyrs dance.
Well, there's always the Satyrs dance if we want to just hunker down for the evening.
I
That's fun.
don't have anything off the top of my head that I can think of to be done. Oh, this is where you grew up, right, Valkyria?
No. I spent most of the time in a temple up in the mountains, and then I've worked out of the temple we were just at, and otherwise it's been on the road.
So you don't know any good haunts?
Only by word of mouth.
Oh. Well, a tavern sounds fine enough.
And so from what I kind of know of Iyera, I lead the way to the... Actually, I've probably passed by the tavern. I just would always go back to the temple. So I lead the way. You're muted.
Thank you. So,
Oh, I tap the spear on the ground and use it to create a light as we're walking.
all right. Do you want to describe what that looks like?
Damn it, I have to look at the description. Okay, a lot of using. Okay, so the spear, which is kind of a kind of metallic-y wrought construction, but has kind of this interior. The picture's cool as hell, and I'm having troubles describing it.
I can just post the picture.
But yeah, when I kind of clack it on the ground, a little bit of lightning arcs around where it clacks, and then the head of the spear begins to glow a like refreshing blue light.
You're by no means beholden to the image, by the way.
Oh, I like the image.
In
All right.
response to that, Aaron's eyes are also going to start glowing.
Okay.
Oh.
So, you can clearly see that the Satyr's Dance is a very popular inn and tavern. It's very cheerful, lots of people around. And even as you approach, you can hear people say that it serves the sweetest mead in the area. When you head inside, the atmosphere is quite cheerful as well. There's quite a few people who are already getting tipsy, singing and dancing. There seems to be a prevalent musical atmosphere to this tavern. And you can actually see that this tavern is run by a satyr. Thus probably the name. It's cheerful, it's loud, people are having a good time, and you're seeing some interesting sorts of folks as well. Let me find the right.
Who is Demir gonna seduce today?
No, let me describe him first. Give me a second. There we are. Okay. So you can see lots of people who clearly work with their hands, likely fishermen. There's a few people who look a little bit softer, like they're the merchants that are selling. Mostly human, but there are a few more interesting folks around. There is a water genasi. You can see that just kind of have the seat drinking drinking glass of mead. There's also an older woman with purple skin, long graying hair, small horns that are protruding from the back of her head that curve forward into something like a crown. But most interestingly enough, sitting on one of the stools at the bar is just a fucking beaver. Like, it's not like an animal companion or anything. He's sitting at the stool like a person, kind of just talking to some of the other people there.
A tool belt on?
He doesn't have a belt on, he's just a beaver. But yeah, it's a cheerful place, cheerful atmosphere. As you guys enter, the satyr owner, who is sort of a plump man, lots of curly hair on his chest, and matching the curly hair around his head and on his and by his horn. He approaches you and says, "I don't think I've seen any of you in here before. Welcome. Are you new in town?"
I spent a fair amount of time. I spent a fair amount of time at the temple, but everyone else is new to the area.
Well, welcome back, and to all of you, welcome. You may call me Okirio Suito. Now, I have to ask, are any of you musicians?
I can sing.
Well, you're in luck then, because I always like to offer traveling musicians a deal. If
I'm
you can
interested.
impress me and the crowd, you can earn an instrument that is a little bit magical in nature. And on top of that, free room and board in my tavern for life. If you fail, you have to work in here for paltry, measly 10 years. But once those 10 years are up, you will be able to audition again for the same deal. Are you interested?
You gotta. You
fish
gotta.
Demir is going to respond in Sylvan and just, I've had my fair share of fairy deals before.
You're lost. Well, enjoy the tavern.
The offer was certainly interesting. I might come back to it.
But yeah, so Valk asks for what, a pair of rooms and a round of mead
All right, let's see.
for my great allies. Why am I doing the accent now? God damn it.
That's
A pair of rooms and mead for my allies. They
It's a
aren't
full accent. It's hard to resist.
All right, let's see. So, let's call it 9 gold pieces for a round of mead for everyone. And were you looking for food or just room?
We haven't gotten to food yet. I figured
Okay.
people would figure that out, but I'm buying the first round of mead and the rooms for people since they aided in the acquisition of the Scotch beer.
8 silver pieces for the for each room.
Okay. I got to do math. Oh wait, I had a couple silver pieces, and so the math just adds up. Huzzah.
Mm-hmm. While in here, as I said, it's a very cheerful atmosphere. There's a few servers kind of going around serving you mead. They definitely look the type of traveling bards.
Who took the deal and lost?
Yeah. The beaver continues to sit at the bar. People come in and go as the evening progresses. But
Demir kind of leans over to Lish and like looks like kind of tilts her head a little towards the beaver, like, do you think that is a druid, a smart animal, or just a regular beaver?
I don't know. DM, can I make a check of some kind?
A perception check.
Perception. Uh, 26.
He seems to be engaging with the patrons of the bar. Like, he seems to know common. He seems to just be talking to them.
I know, but like, are they like a wild shaped something, or is that how they are as far as like a fey creature goes? Would I
Get the
know?
impression that this is an awakened animal.
Right. Yeah. Love that. I think it is just a beaver, darling.
Very smart beaver.
Plenty of smart animals out there. You've met quite a few.
I have. That was why I was asking.
Wild-shaped creatures can't talk common.
Mm. I can't. I can understand you just fine.
I'm not speaking common, though, and you understand me.
Mm. I would have taken that deal if we weren't under such a time crunch. Being a bartender doesn't actually sound too bad.
For 10 years?
Could be boring, I guess.
Maybe for a fancy, but not for indentured servitude.
Mm. But if you win,
you get innumerable amounts of staying at this one inn in the middle of nowhere. What a deal. What
And
a
an
game.
instrument
and
that's-
magical instruments.
He said
No.
mildly magical, so that means it could literally just be color changing or some stupid bullshit like that.
Exactly, and I don't think that that's worth 10 years of your life.
That's true.
Your life is worth
For
so
a
much
lark.
more, and the time therein. Well, perhaps we can return when time means a little bit less. As it
Is this-
stands, I feel that we don't have as much time as we think we do.
It's
Agree
at
with
this
that.
point that one of the servers moves up to the little half stage and pulls out an instrument and just starts to sing.
Ooh, is it a drinking song?
Let's see. Let me just pull it up.
This tale begins amongst the trees. Our heroes travel peacefully, but there's no others to be seen. And then appears a tavern. They're cautious, so they enter slow. The tavern puts on quite a show, but something feels wrong down below. The monster has tempted them in. The building starts to move and quake. The monster's belly is awake. Our heroes must fight to escape, but what can they do to attack? The ceiling starts by raining down, and everything seems larger now. They draw their weapons, navigate, and fight through this shape-shifting monster. Our friends have shown their bravest side, battled monsters from inside, courageous till the end of fight, and so ends this tale of the tavern.
And with that, the rest of the tavern just starts cheering, and the bard bows and then goes back to work.
Wonder if there's any truth to that one.
Hey, it could even be about us in the past. Who knows?
Oh, Stick's probably having a field day with anything he probably sees with you guys in it. What you guys are saying is true, anyway.
If it's true.
What's it like opening a book and seeing your own name in there?
Question, out of character question. We have not actually seen party members' names listed in history books, just the Wild Roses, correct?
That's
Like
correct.
anybody. Yeah.
So it just doesn't have all the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, Tobias will clarify that it's only the name Wild Roses that has been seen in history books, not our actual names.
Although the descriptions of the wild roses do match us.
I was also going to say Lish has technically opened the book and seen his name in it, but you know.
No, that's just because he's old.
Well, I mean, she doesn't know that either. She doesn't know any of Lish's deal other than, man, he really hates the wizards for like vegan reasons or something.
Vegan reason.
Tell me I'm wrong.
So says Demir.
Well, that's all she has to go off because he won't talk to her.
He's talked to her.
I know, I'm just
not
giving you a
happily.
hard time. Much like they give each other a hard time. It's fun. So who the hell's Hawk?
Hawk is one of our other companions. He had to step away briefly for family matters and whatnot, but he does plan to return. He's an archer like myself.
Oh, really? What's the name from? Like, I only assuming he's like an Erico or something, but that's probably not correct.
Fox just laughing.
Tobias just kind of like nudges her with an elbow and says, his parents like the name.
Fair enough. So apparently, he's like I said, these guys said these from the future or something. How does that work out? Has he like spoiled anything later in life for you guys?
He didn't know us from the future, but
it's more of he had a picture of us in the future, and so he set out to find us.
Creepy.
Hence the by the future.
Time
this time stuff
shenanigans.
is complicated.
I might have to ask him about that sometime. Sounds interesting.
He is quite an interesting fellow.
Certainly sounds that way.
Yeah, you'd find him interesting for a variety of reasons.
Tobias nudges Valk again.
I ain't saying nothing.
It's at this point that the door to the tavern opens again, and someone new steps in. He is an Azamar, and by her side there is a dog with a vest. The dog is brown in color and seems to have some sort of fae-like qualities to those of you who know to look for that sort of thing. But the woman herself, she has brown skin and black hair that sort of fades in a gradient to a deep blue as it's tied back. Her clothes are worn, and she looks like the type to have been traveling for a while. And as you watch the blink dog at her side, guides her to the table near yours. She has slightly pointed ears, and she's wearing a an interesting necklace, but she's wearing leathers and she's clearly very well traveled. And actually, when the light catches her right, she has little freckles that kind of shimmer iridescently.
Can I tell what kind of fae she might be?
Well, she is not Fae. She is an Azamar. The dog is a blink dog.
Ah, okay.
Seems to be her guide dog.
Her very
Well, that's the cutest dog I have ever seen.
Are you saying this to her?
I'm saying this to the table.
All right. Well, she hears you and calls over. You can pet him if you like.
Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, Aaron's
That's
gonna
Fine.
run over.
He's on break right now.
Tobias will get up and approach and say, "Hello, I would like to pet your dog. My name is Tobias."
She kind of laughs a little and holds her hand out and says, I'm Iyera.
Nice to meet you, Fiona. And he will.
And you notice as soon as he walked over, dog's tail just started going.
Tobias is like,
Aaron will take Toby's spot. And also stick out his hand and say, Aaron, and what's the dog's name?
Well, I like to call him Blue Junior, but if I'm feeling funny, I call him BJ.
that is
Blue
fantastic.
Junior. Is there a Blue Senior?
Oh yeah, Blue Senior is my dad's dog.
How sweet. Also a same breed.
Indeed. In looking closer at her now, you can see that she is blind.
I mean, Tobias has assumed that was the case since it was a guide dog and stuff. But he will kneel down, not swiftly. Doesn't want to spook Blue Junior because he is very big. And hold his hand out for Blue to sniff, to let him get used to him before he goes for a pet.
Very large and a predator.
BJ is very soft. Very soft dog. Very happy to be pet. Tail just still going nuts at the attention.
Aaron mimics Toby's approach exactly, and you can tell that he has never approached a dog with caution before, and has just now learned a new skill.
Aaron, when you approach the dog, it's interesting. The dog treats you a little bit differently than Toby. The dog just sees you get down on his level, and he gets up and goes over to you and starts licking your face.
Yeah, he's throwing caution to win. He's just gonna take the sides of his faces and schmunk him a little. Be like, and I love you too, Blue Junior.
Iyera at this point says, I assume that you're not from town.
Oh, no, we're just passing. Yeah, we're actually in here for and then Aaron has a sec where he's like, oh, wait a minute. Is that something that we're sharing? And says, we're here for an event.
right. Well, I'm just passing through myself.
You look like you're pretty well traveled.
I mean, you could say that. Well, I like to be called as Iyera Worldwalker.
Well,
World
now.
Walker. That's quite the title.
Well, people don't always like to keep their last name.
Mood.
I mean,
Aaron,
no offense, but and I have a good relationship with my parents and everything, but I just thought this had a little more flair.
I mean, why not?
Ooh.
Completely
Aaron's going to,
understandable.
tap his ear and shoot a quick message off to Toby, who's also down in the trenches with him. Doesn't the world's shifter have a cat named Blue?
Was that the name of his cat?
They can never be in the same room.
Wait.
She did say it was her dad's dog, though, didn't she? Say that.
She said it. No insight checker.
Tobias is going to ask if she, bit of a odd question. Do you know a man named, oh my god, why am I blanking on the pronunciation? Is it Alfred?
Aldrich.
Aldrich, damn it!
That's okay. It's okay.
Got close.
You're
Got
good.
close.
Well, that's what happens when you
Yeah.
don't play for 2 weeks.
Aldrich, do you happen to know a man named Aldrich?
Yeah. I mean, what year is it for you guys?
Ooh, boy.
Oh boy.
Tobias will tell you the year.
Excuse?
1837.
Okay.
Did she ask
so
us?
I know him, but he does not know me yet.
Small worlds. We also
this
know
like-
him and have occasionally encountered people who do not know us yet.
Is this like his daughter from the future? That'd be pretty funny.
I mean, you don't really see the family resemblance.
Could be the daughter of one of his adventuring friends or another college professor.
Or adoption. Also, kids don't
adoption.
necessarily look like their parents, particularly when there's extra planar drizzled in.
True. I would be very concerned if Volk's
That's fair.
parents looked like Volk.
Yeah. I don't look.
Demir just kind of. What do you mean? What time is it for us?
You came from a different time.
Can't see, of course, but she kind of looks in your direction and gives you a look that very clearly says, I think you know what I mean.
So
So
it's sort of like,
Tobias kind of like murmurs low, so it's not overheard by other patrons. But he says, "You came from a different time, didn't you?"
I mean, at least compared to you guys.
You know of us.
Kinda.
All right. You want to be friends?
Elaborate, please.
Do we meet you later for us?
Yeah. I'll show up later for you guys. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Okay.
Look, I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm just surprised to hear from you guys here. I was just expecting to come in and spend the night, and then I hear some familiar voices.
Huh.
And
Oh, this
how
is a
would
fun
you
Well, that's
know
quite
us?
the coincidence.
Jesus. Nuts.
Our meeting already is probably strange enough. I'm sure you can tell us. How do you know us?
Spoilers.
I wish I could tell you, but I don't want to fuck anything up on it.
I'm fairly sure our meeting is already fucking things up.
Well, and there's Hawk fucking things up as we speak. And he still
Yeah.
exists, so
After what Hawk
we know
did,
that Hawk
I
exists?
honestly don't know if there
Wait,
are
Demir,
more.
when was the last time you talked to Hawk?
don't trigger
we
Demir.
When we left
Mackenzie and Kenzie,
Okay.
I sent you both a message.
That's good. Yeah, I can't say we've been particularly careful about not fucking things up.
The world is fucked already. I don't think knowing a future fact is going to fuck it up anymore. And I don't particularly love being at odds here. Disadvantage. For all we know, you're an enemy.
Ooh.
Really, if I was your enemy, do you think I'd really just be sitting here and talking to you and letting you pet my dog?
She makes a very valid point.
Do enemies even have dogs this good? Do you happen to know of any sort of passphrase we might have told to friends that could verify you with?
Well, I can tell you that part of why I decided to be called World Walker was because I have visited you in the Feywild before. A few times, actually.
Oh.
Okay.
You're related to the college then? This is just like sort of aside from all the whatever they have going on.
At the court?
Yeah.
When? In the future.
In the future.
What year is it for you?
Well, it's the it's early on in the 10th era, I will say.
That could be any amount of time, honestly.
I'm guessing
probably
when we
intentional.
fix things, it becomes the 10th era.
Could be. They're usually demarcated by significant events, so maybe you
Goodness,
guys do
we
something
get to be a
significant
significant
enough.
event.
Uh-oh.
That's
Oh,
not
no.
necessarily a bad thing. Come on.
It's not necessarily a good thing.
It's just a thing.
It'll be a
It's
thing
just
when
a
it be's a
thing.
thing.
Look, I'm
Yep,
sorry
we will-
I'm with all the the vagueness. I want to be helpful, but I don't know if I can.
I understand. You're fine.
Lish is kind of looking between her and Aaron, noting any similarities.
Well, are you going to be in town long?
No, honestly, I was just passing passing through, spending the night here. I was thinking about going to the mountains next,
But brought a coat.
but really, I just go wherever. I don't have a strong agenda. I just am.
To the
Perhaps there's an
mountains, you'd say.
opportunity. Perhaps there's an opportunity for you to join us for a time. If we are as close as you seem.
At the very least, I'd like to have, Smeal.
You know what? A meal sounds nice. I will have dinner with you here. But I don't think this is supposed to be happening right now, at least.
If it's in your future, it'll probably be okay. Time can break, but it's just as easily bent. I bend it all the time.
Do you think you're a resident time expert?
I mean,
Well,
I'm not really a time expert. I just kind of am.
Yeah, it's sort of my entire
I
field
am
of study.
here.
but
I am subject to whatever is happening, just
Yeah.
like you.
Valid. Well, I say just trust your gut. You probably do that a lot already, I'm sure, but
Well,
just what you
you're
think is best.
like a 21-year-old blind woman walking around with her dog alone. Like, you learn to trust your fucking instincts. Especially if you're walking
fair
around
enough.
in the goddamn Feywild.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you come
Well-
to the Feywild often.
Sometimes. Like,
Sometimes.
family reunions.
Lish just kind of smiles at
Huh.
that.
Val just kind of goes at the child, just
Actually, at that,
She's in
Erin's
her,
gonna...
in her 20s?
She did say she was 21 years old, so.
Yeah. As baby.
Erin's going to message Lish. Do you know anyone in the Feywild that might be family to her? Weird question, I know.
I know of someone who's not of the Feywild who might be family to her.
I don't think he's gonna respond to that. I think he's just gonna give Lish a really weird look. What?
Are we having a meal or not? Come, are you going to perform or are you sitting?
Oh, me, I'm not a performer.
Then you must sit.
I
Yeah,
suppose if we are future friends, we can buy you a drink.
That'd be lovely. I've heard good things about the mead of this place.
Did Volk's round that she ordered get passed out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably been sitting here and been like, hers been like, it was pretty good.
Looking closer at her, you can see that, like, she's, as I said before, her clothes are mostly made of leathers and fur, and they're worn down. She also has a charcoal green coat over the rest of her clothes that doesn't seem to match. but she does have a short sword at her side. Does not really look like a performer. But someone was going to go order food.
Or do we flag down a waiter?
Can I flag down a waiter? That work?
I don't think we actually checked the food menu yet. Probably just standard tavern fare, but
Yeah.
Probably should get a waiter
I mean,
then.
there's
I wonder if they have any beaver.
no.
We are not eating him.
Apparently, the specials of the house are rabbit and potato plate and crocodile steak.
Crocodile
Lish is gonna
steak.
get mead for himself and their guest.
All right.
Zoda sees the crocodile steak and goes, "Oh, I need to try that."
Hmm.
Ewan's gonna endure and say, right? Me too.
No, yeah, Tobias is like, I am intrigued.
Crocodile steak is 5 silver pieces each.
5 gold or 5 silver?
Silver. 5
Silver,
silver
okay.
pieces for a slab of meat.
All right, mark it down. She can only pay with the gold coin, so I assume she'll probably ask someone for 5 silver in exchange for paying for theirs.
All right.
Is the mead as sweet as they say it is?
It is very sweet. It's
Okay.
really nice, actually. Like you can barely taste the alcohol in it, which is dangerous, but it's
Yeah.
good.
Everyone getting served fantasy Smirnovs.
Smirnoff Ice. Meanwhile, Aaron's got like a nice tea.
Mhm.
Iyera decides to have the rabbit and potato plate, which she pays for.
Valk kind of leads towards Demir, gives her a nudge, and quickly signs something at her.
Am I able to pick it up? I was learning sign language. I don't think I.
Roll an intelligence check.
Cool. Cool. Oh, that's a 4.
You know that Valk is signing.
You're just kind of stares at her blankly, and then casts message like, "Yeah,
Am I able to respond to messages
yes, you
silently?
are allowed to respond to this message."
Okay. Get something for scrying while we're at this.
Sure.
Time to ask for another lock of hair.
That's not how I was implying it.
Yeah, Demir is going to look her over and see, like, is there anything, like, does she have a thing of arrows or like any sort of possession that might be like loosely hanging off of her?
Roll a perception check.
The paladin just told the bard to steal from the blind lady.
Oh my god.
Clearly, we know who the moral center of this party is, and it's not Valk. That was a 19 perception.
I mean, she's got her coat. She doesn't really seem to have much on her person. She's got earrings. She's got her necklace. She's got a few rings, but she doesn't really have anything that's like loosely on her person.
Elk points at the dog. You can get some hair off the dog by petting the dog.
Yeah, I mean, like, how fluffy is the dog?
He's pretty fluffy. He looks like he's the type to enjoy cold weather.
Yeah, okay. At some point, like, Demir isn't going to do it immediately, but at some point she is definitely going to end up, like, petting that dog and trying to get the dog to, like, show her belly so she can get a little tuft of fur.
All right. Easy enough.
And now you
What
can
a
scry
good
on the
dog
dog.
you
Head all over the
are.
place.
I mean, he is a winter dog, so like any amount of petting is going to fluff him up. So and Demir is like talking to him the whole time, like, you're such a good dog. Are ye taking care of your master?
Are you saying this in common or Sylvan?
Probably Sylvan, because he is a Fey dog.
All right.
I also have Speak with Animals up, but that I always forget.
Okay. Does Speak with Animal work on Lake Dog?
It's a good question.
No.
You
do they
can
count
ask
as-
the dog for secrets.
I think that would matter on whether or not it's classified as an
The-
animal or a monster.
Yeah. Let's see.
It says beast.
Let's see. Just double checking.
Oh, it's a fae.
A Fae.
Yeah. Then she's speaking in Sylvan to it. Just like, what a good dog you are.
He's very responsive.
Zoda sort of leans in a little and goes, "So that title you mentioned, the World Walker. You've probably heard of things like, if you know anything about these guys, you probably heard some titles from the college over in Royas. They've got very similar sounding titles. Or is that related, or just something you sort of gave yourself? It's a cool name."
Gave it to myself. Like I mean, I'm not really like the college type. Not
Yeah,
really
I mean,
my
looks
thing.
looks can be deceiving.
More enjoy nature.
But like, I don't know, their thing is like, I don't know, my uncle always says that like they just chose those names because they're self-important wizards.
Yeah, that's probably
Choose
right,
mine because
honestly.
first of all, I think it sounds cool.
Oh yeah, it does. I was just curious, that's all. You can't always tell what someone does out there by looking, you know?
I wish to vibe
I can't tell
check.
anything by looking.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
DM, I wish to vibe check.
Okay, roll a vibe check.
That would be a 23 insight into when she said her uncle.
Okay. Get the impression that her uncle's not really related to her, but like she thinks of him as family anyway.
Val just kind of between her and Lish, just
Lish is just trying to like have a good conversation about like, oh, what does she like the most about the Feywild? What does she like to do for
Okay.
fun?
Well,
this
in
like
Feywild, parties were pretty good.
pretty good.
I mean, yeah, like there were some good feasts. Let's see. flirted with Selkie one time. That was pretty cool. But yeah, she just seems like willing to share what she can, and she's glad that the conversation has steered away from who she actually is.
And Lish is fine with humoring that, but he just wants to get to know her a little bit. So just asking her things about herself.
Seems friendly, good sense of humor, cheerful disposition.
Did she go to college?
She said she's not college.
She did just say.
Yeah, she appears
I have
to
to
more
go to Bard
enjoy
college.
She is
nature.
taking her gap year, okay?
She can go to nature college. Nature college is just fine.
Are you trying to figure out what class she is?
Is
I mean, I
she
was just-
barbarian like her
Zoto was just
father?
personally curious if the name had anything to do with the wizard titles back home.
I don't think
Her
Lish
answer.
cares too much, but if he
I,
can
as a
get a
player,
vibe,
can make a number of assumptions, but it doesn't necessarily matter.
she's not a cleric, is she? Oh God.
The only
That'd be
thing worse
amazing.
than a wizard.
But I mean,
You know what? I'll tell you what. Getting to know her, talking to her, and being her generally charismatic self, you figure that she is a rogue.
drug buddies. I think you meant just say you're generally charismatic, Lish and Demir.
I actually have a decent amount of charisma, but it's more presence of being than actually being charismatic.
Yeah, Hawk's gonna have to have a charisma stat because, you know, when he comes back, but I'm not gonna play it anything close to what Demir and Lish are capable of.
Valk has
I've had to do
negative
that
riz.
before. Oh yeah. I've had to play that way before. It's a lot of fun.
Point is, she is a rogue.
Yeah. A traveling type.
I'm just gonna keep drinking
All right.
and chilling.
So just sort of eating, drinking while trying to think of topics that might not dig into the past / the future, and maybe try not to accidentally make blind references.
Apply foot to mouth.
I mean, she might just keep it shut if she can't think. I can't think of anything.
Aaron's mostly just getting on top of Junior, asking, oh, what's the training for having a service dog like?
Well, honestly, it's easier if they are smarter creatures like Fae, because then they can understand things like Sylvan, and you can give instructions. Took a few years talking about what to avoid and what to do, and I speak Sylvan, so he listens to me and stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's a sweet boy. Good sense of humor.
Aww.
Are there any other conversations that would like to be had with this stranger?
When Demir has a moment, she is going to try and catch Aaron, but that doesn't have to be with her or anything like that. Just when there's a moment, she just like as Aaron is getting up to get another round, or I guess not another round for himself, but
He'd get
she's
around for the table. He's nice.
yeah, he's nice like that. Zamir is going to catch him by the elbow and walk up with him, just like away from the table, and just
Oh, Demir, I've been meaning to talk to you. Oh, sorry.
No, I wanted to say thank you for speaking in my favor earlier.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm sorry it didn't end up working out for you.
It was a long shot. I should have taken it when we had the chance, but
Would have gotten on his bad side. And I do think I believe him that it's coming eventually. Actually, it just reminded me. So I wanted to say a while ago, a few cities back, there was a link dog I really wanted to get. But I knew, it wasn't the time for it right now. And Toby ended up promising me that we'd go back someday and get one. And that was really helpful to me. So I wanted to promise to you that I will at some point accompany you back here, and we can figure out how we're getting you that book.
I'm sure we can figure out a heist.
If we have to. Last resort. I'm sure there's some sort of favor Whistling Torrent will need us to do at some point in his life.
If he allows it. But was that it?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you're not feeling too upset about that, or I guess commiserate if you are.
I'm disappointed, but I think I will live.
Aaron nods. Were you trying to say something?
All I wanted to do was thank you. That's all.
Yeah, thanks.
And
I do.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure the last time we talked about it, you did ask me not to call you our leader again. So I guess I'm glad that wasn't a problem, and I'd like to apologize anyway.
I mean, I am not the group leader, but that has already been said. I assumed you were saying it for the sake of Whistling Torrent.
Yes. That was the goal there. I wanted to make sure that wasn't, a weird vibe.
No, I got what you were doing, and
okay, good,
I
good.
appreciate it, but I mean, yeah, we've already discussed this before, so I don't see the need to reinforce it.
We're good. Everything's good.
Yeah. And Zamir is going to use that moment to give him a very hearty clap on the shoulder, and just does the clap on the shoulder, and then twiddles the pointy of his ear, and then goes back to the table before he can retaliate.
Sibling behavior.
Villain. All right, yeah. Aaron will shrug about that and bring the drinks back.
All right. Evening progresses. You guys continue your conversation with our World Walker, and eventually she says that she's been walking for quite a while, is quite looking forward to falling asleep in a bed for the evening. Bids you all farewell for the evening, claps Iyera on the shoulder, and heads over to the bar to get herself a room for the night.
I suppose people keep doing that.
Before I forget, remember this time. Demir is going to pull out the scry orb.
Okay.
And just, does anyone have any messages that they want me to send to anyone before I do this? Okay. Then I am going to use the scrying orb. I have scryed on her before, so I'm going to scry on the brain lady.
All right. Let's see. It'd still be early evening, in the part of the country where she is. Let me look for her. Yeah. So your vision goes into the orb, and you feel like you are flying westward through the clouds, and eventually your gaze settles upon a woman. She doesn't look very wealthy, nor does the house that she lives in look wealthy at all. It's very medium. It's poor, medium to poor. She is older than when you last scryed on her. And this time she has a child with her who seems to be 12 or 13. So based off of that and the image that you saw with the brain has been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's likely that these people, whomever they may be, have gone on with their lives.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but Demir is going to like quietly, if she, I don't know if she can control the volume of the scrying orb, but she is going to try to be kind of quiet and just do not be alarmed.
He jumps anyway and starts looking around.
You lost someone very close to you once.
Who is this speaking?
I am not a friend, but not an enemy. I know of whom you lost.
Kind of just is frozen in place and she's waiting.
Can you tell me their name?
Roll persuasion check.
That is a 21.
Sawyer.
Sawyer. I know Sawyer. They loved you very much. Their thoughts are on you.
She just kind of starts crying, and her kid from the other side of the room, like, Mom, what's happening? What's going on? And just starts hugging her.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave her on that. But they loved you and thought a lot about you.
All right.
And I will pull out a sky orb.
All right.
Okay. Well, that solves that. I know it's called a brain.
And so with
It would be
that,
just a-
So fun.
I think that's where we will pick up next week. Assuming people are
Oh
available.
my god.
Met someone's kid,
Mildly
traumatized a
traumatizing
random
people.
person.
A long rest, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't think anyone has any more conversations overnight.
Nothing that would deal 22 points of damage to me anyway.
No, probably not.
Well, if you ask nicely.
No.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah, thanks for DMing.
Yeah,
Glad we
thank
were able to
you.
get back together for one.
It was great to
Oh
play
my
again.
Yeah.
God.
Straight up.
Finally playing after so long. It's so nice.
Straight up.
Yes.
When I first came up with this concept of this campaign, I made a Google Doc and just noted potential encounters that could happen that were related to time travel. And one of the very first things I wrote was, one of the party members' future children or grandchildren appears.
Fun.
Wah, wah.
Whap.
So it goes.
So, anyway, thanks for playing, you
Aaron-
guys.
Thank you
Aaron
again.
paid more
Yeah.
attention to the blank dog than to the girl.
Yes, that is what happened there.
I mean, let him live his life, I guess. You'll meet her eventually.
You'll have plenty of time to chat later.
All right.
The first character for campaign 3 has been revealed.
See you guys next time.
Right. Thank you.
See you around.
you.
Bye.
Bye.